Hello and welcome to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. This is season 4, episode 5. I'm Alex.
I am a man who doesn't need to clear his throat because he hasn't been sucking dudes off all day.
Whoa, I don't know where that accusation came from because if I'm in charge of the edit, there's no throat clearing. That is a cold open.
Bro, you always throat clear. It's so stupid.
I don't know what you're talking about, and the people at home don't either. All right. With that, thank goodness we are out living large like Larry this week.
That is true. However, I did get an anemone tip that the MACC is actually still out to get us. They're gonna try and frame us for doing bad stuff again, Alex.
Well, I mean, we're still waiting for their full list of damages, all the things that they think we did, which we definitely didn't do, and there is no audiographic proof of at all. Definitely not on Nature Walks with Eric, the YouTube channel, which, I mean, I guess you're already on, so that pitch isn't going to work.
What are you talking about, Alex? We recorded all those crazy illicit things that we did.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, anyway, there's no way that they can watch all of your other videos in the cleverly created podcast section of this YouTube channel.
You're right, dude. I made some very, very good playlists to separate each one. So, all right, I'm a free man. Let's enjoy this while
Yeah. Let's commit a bunch of more bad illegal broadcasting crimes. You want to just jump into the main topic? I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, so this week is going to be a quite a main topic because we are talking about none other than Concerto Grosso in D blues. That's right. The album of 1969 by Herbie Mann, the flautist and jazz musician.
Ooh, man, that's super cool. Concerto, what was it?
It's a Concerto Grosso in D blues.
Ooh, Concerto Grosso in D Blues would be one of my favorite albums. I don't know if people at home know this, Eric, except that.
I know what your favorite album is.
What's my favorite album?
Well, obviously it's you and my's album, the Dewey Brothers venture into the music something album, the one that we promoted last podcast.
Oh, dude, that album's straight fire. I mean, like, the album. I thought you knew what my secret album was that I listen to on repeat whenever I am not anytime I ever have my headset on.
I believe that is the Big Gay playlist, eh?
Definitely got me there. That is such an incredible mixtape. But this is definitely my second. If it would be my second, third technically, if not for one slight problem, Eric, and that is the flute is my least favorite wind instrument.
Oh my!
Even below. That's right, I said it. The piccolo. Yeah.
No way.
Flute not as cool as the piccolo or the oboe, and the clarinet's way cooler than all three of them.
Well, the clarinet is on its own tier. Everyone knows that.
So if it wasn't a flute piece, there was less flute in it. Dude, it would be amazing. I mean, some of the melodies, that concerto riff right in the middle, dude, amazing.
Yeah, no, I definitely have to agree with you because I can just imagine instead of a jazz flute, if it was a jazz oboe, that would probably be the greatest album of all time.
Oh, yeah, easy. It would sell at least 15 more copies than it already did. Also, when was this written?
Oh, this is 1969.
Okay, good. They had albums out. Perfect.
Yeah, it's a studio album by my man Herbie Mann.
Dude, Herbie Mann though.
Oh yeah, you know it is some good stuff. So, it's got 4 tracks on it. We start off with Concerto Grosso in D blues, the wonderful 28-minute set. And then we go back to back with Sense of No Return, Wailing Wall, and My Little Ones.
Ooh, wow. I mean, all 4 of those songs are beautiful. And they're all so long that none of them could be considered man shorts, which is really unfortunate. Probably another reason the album didn't sell as well as we all expected it to, which was a distinct lack of classy skits.
Yeah, that's the problem. So it was recorded in Berlin of West Germany,
Hmm.
and it's sort of insane to me that none of these pieces, none of these tracks are short enough to be considered, good Euro bathing suits. In fact, they all go beneath the knee.
I mean, some of them go all the way down to like the top of the shoe, which is super convenient if you're a trouser or blue jean, but not if you're trying to show off those sweet thighs on one of those French beaches.
Yeah, it's definitely like the old school jazz had something off about it. Like, that they were still rocking shorts, but they somehow made those 30-hour jam sessions still feel light and airy. Whereas I hate to say it, but my man, Herbie Man, he doesn't bring that sort of levity and you know, classy skit to it.
Yeah, it's probably all the heavy flute that's really in there. That's the problem for the concerto, death something or other in D.
The Concerto Grosso in D
Hmm.
blues.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, so obviously we have fumed about this wonderful, great record, which I recommend everyone should
I mean, Eric and I disagree on some things, and this record is one of them,
that's true.
which is why we're moving on to our next segment.
Yep. Yep. That's all we can
It's all
stand to
she
talk
wrote.
about. Alex, I don't know about you, but whenever I'm home, I could go for some nice dried fruit.
Well, this is another one of the things that we often feud about, Eric. I happen to have a poem about it's called Ode to Fruit. I just wrote it like 30 seconds ago, just out of my back pocket.
Wait, really? Because I actually wrote a quick little ditty in the form of a poem called "My Dried Goodies."
Ooh, well, I like my fruit plump and luscious with all the water in there.
Man. Some people. All right, man. You can I'll let you throw down your poem and you can read and weep because I have been slaying the sweet, sweet poem game.
All right. Ode to Fruit. I love my grapes so plump and full, red as the capes for a raging bull. But there was a time they were left on the vine, so when I went to survey my once green basins, but now they were gray and full of raisins.
Oh no! Well,
Ugh, calamity. That's Ode to Fruit by A. DeWizzle.
it's tricky because I see where you're coming from because I too the great vineyards of yesteryear harvesting wonderful grapes for to season and the wine that makes my taste buds tingle. However, they have all gone to the Pringle and become the raisin which I still am fascinated with. So I like raisins. I like wine. I love grapes. You heard it here first. Not grapes. I hate grapes. I like grapes in other form. All right,
Yeah,
Alex. My dried
understandable.
goodies.
Your dried goodies?
Hey,
I heard.
are you all stuck up? Well, get ready to hiccup. Crack open the prunes and break out the spoons. Craisins by the gallon, like it's a challenge. Raisins like they're going out of style. And you'll go the whole mile. Dried fruit, what a pursuit. Remember to grab a towel for that healthy bowel.
Wow, beautiful. I love the twist at the end where you point out the health benefits of dried fruit and how they keep you incredibly regular.
Yeah, I mean, you dried fruits are such a great supplement to mom's good cooking.
That's totally true. Mom's cooking is definitely the best cooking. It is so delicious and savory, um, and we have zero complaints. It's almost as good as mom's beer choice, which as of late has been top notch. I don't think she's brought home a bad one.
No. Although I was gonna say are there bad beers, but we know there's some bad beers out there.
Oh, there definitely are. Um,
Nothing made with homegrown hops, might I add.
oh, none of that. Oh yeah, bad beer starts with non-homegrown hops for sure. Remember, kids, flattery will get you every. Eric, one
That's
more
my
thing
name.
about one more thing about your poem. It was straight fire. It almost made me want to eat more dried fruit. Almost,
Almost.
because
Almost.
like
Well,
it's better before it's dried. But you didn't talk about the nuts. That's what you were missing
Yeah.
out on in your
Okay.
balanced
Okay.
snack
I
pantry meal.
A lot of people are pro trail mix, but
Yeah,
I think why would you want to add the salt and whatnot to your already dried fruits? Like I don't want my dried fruits to become drier fruits. I want them. I like them dried, not dried. And so I'm a fan of just the dried fruit.
so, Eric, I got to ask you, if I know you're a fan of just the dried fruit, does that mean you are a Gorp traditionalist or more of an experimental Gorpist? I tend to err on the side of tradition, but with chocolate.
Well, I think that's a great question, and that's gonna lead us right into questions from the internet at home edition for the first one. So,
Ooh,
um, I, I'm a gorper. What can I say? A little gorp here, a little gorp there. What do you get when you have a little bit of dried fruit and a little bit of other things? Well, guess what? Gorp. And I just gotta say, I don't care what people think, but I'm gonna do Gorp the way I do Gorp. So I got my dried fruit, my
mm-hmm.
chocolates, and this is a very controversial take, but it's my jimmies.
Ooh, you're putting Jimmy's right in the Gorp?
I'm putting jimmies in the Gorp.
That is some pretty, I'm going to say it, flamin' trail mix.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
So
obviously you're going rainbow, right? You can't just put in chocolate jimmies. It's got to be
oh
rainbow
no.
jimmies, good
Rainbow
old
jimmies,
raisins and peanuts.
and some what is it? Chocolate chips.
Yeah, I understand where the traditionalists are coming from, and I'm a bit of a conservative trail mix man myself, as I said earlier. And
Mhm.
so I tend to only do raisins, peanuts, and the little spice factor I'd like to call the mmm.
What is the mmm?
It says them right on them, the little candies. You read them, says mmm or mmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. If you line up enough of them, they go, um.
Anyway, do you want to move on to some questions out of the home? Some sort of internet questions, maybe?
Oh, you mean questions from the internet at home edition via the web?
Absolutely. I got one from All Out of Bubblegum at Bubblegum Out, who asks, on occasions like this, is it okay to eat Honey Nut Cheerios with red wine instead of milk, right? Asking for a friend.
Well, the question is, are you putting the red wine in the Honey Nut Cheerios, or is it on the side?
Oh, no, in the bowl. You're out of milk.
See,
You woke up. It's one of those days.
I I don't think you can because the wine is going to conflict with the honey. And especially it's a red wine. White wine, go for it. I'm all for a white wine in with the honey nut Cheerios, but the red wine is going to conflict. However, if you have your bowl of honey nut Cheerios with some wine on the side,
Hmm.
perfectly acceptable. But
No, no, no. Definitely. I have to interrupt you, Eric. I'm sorry, but our listeners, they need to know, as someone who honestly maybe would try this. Um, it's got to be something to balance out the sweetness of the Cheerios. If you're going to dunk your Cheerios in wine, it's got to be a red. You can't put a white wine in there. It's going to be too sweet, dude. It'd be like eating honey, which is,
I
I mean,
mean,
tasty. Now that I see your point.
yeah, right. And I don't know. It's like I don't see when I think of a nice red wine, I don't want to put extra honey into it. That makes it a rosé, and rosés not sponsored by this podcast.
That's true. We don't even let them. It doesn't matter how much money they give us. We tell them to take it back.
On the contrary though, I got to say, non-honey nut Cheerios, oh my goodness. Now that is a godsend. If you're busting out the multi-grain Cheerios or
Hmm.
just the original Cheerios, dump that red wine in. It's
Oh, what if you went with an extra hearty Cheerio with like Mama MACC approved amounts of fiber?
Well, I mean, then you're basically just drinking dried fruit and wine, and we know how good those go together.
So anyway, the answer is yeah, go for it. Eric recommends a nice white. I recommend a red, and do some research and come back and figure it out, and tell us, because we want to know.
I mean, I gotta say, I personally don't think it's gonna work out if you just take your red and throw it in with your Honey Nut Cheerios. But other Cheerios, go for it.
All right, Eric, I got one more question from the internet. So
Yeah,
that
I
was at
can.
Bubblegum Out. Thank you very much. We have one more. This is from Menu Log Enthusiast at Simo Kozade.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
just going to
yeah.
call you Enthusiast. And Enthusiast asks, was just watching Simpsons on Fox 8 and got disconnected, and the WWE wrestling came on. I watched around 10 seconds before I could change the channel. Does that mean I'm rainbow flag now?
No. Actually, it means that you're the opposite of rainbow flag. It means that you are monochrome flag. And when I say monochrome flag, I mean you're just a big gray square. Do you know why? Because big gray, neutrality. Do you know who loves WWE? Everyone. Like, there's
Not
nothing
the
special.
filthy neutrals.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Okay, Alex, if you think about it, if you distill WWE down to its core tenets, do you know what it is?
What is it? You're our premier WWE expert. Weren't you there when Mankind threw
Hell in
whoever
a
it
Cell?
was? No, he threw him
Through the Undertaker?
Taker off, 15 feet through an announcer's table off of Hell in a Cell.
I was in the front row. Actually, I was the table. Okay, so I was thrown. The Undertaker was thrown through me. That's how much of a fan I am. And I gotta say, like, if you distill WWE down, it is the most exciting and rambunctious play you have ever seen. You got actors up there. You got side plots. They're all coming together. It is over the span of an entire season, and it it's masterpiece. It is masterpiece theater in its finest. And you're out here. Shakespeare would be like, "Oh my gosh, oh what the this man is doing everything right. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness, it's art. It's art. I'm Shakespeare, but that's art." And that's what they do there. And I think everyone can enjoy it. And the fact that you only absorbed 10 seconds, Mr. Enthusiast or Miss Enthusiast, I don't know what you're doing. Um, I think that's a shame. And yeah, that all I'm
So
gonna say.
I
Name
think
more.
I think Eric's right. You have not earned all the stripes on your rainbow flag yet. You have to get back out there and watch more WWE. It is a beautiful work of art. There's plots, there's subplots, there's what some people might even consider acting.
Acting in
And
zany costumes. Don't forget the zany costumes.
exactly. And you need to get back in the ring just like John Cena did on Saturday night when he was fighting. Insert guy's name here. Eric, help me out.
When he was fighting, what's the popular dude right now?
Stone
Uh,
Cold C with a T Austin.
when George Foreman hopped up in the ring. And then The Rock came in, and I'm not talking any Rock, but we're talking Rock. And then he says, "Smell," and that's when you know it's getting real.
That's when you know they're cooking the beef this Saturday night. So this Saturday night, menu log enthusiast, get out there and watch at least another minute and a half, 10 seconds for every color in that flag. Because Eric and I, we're pretty sure you're the monochrome flag, the people's flag.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like
Yeah.
when you got characters like Big Show. I mean, that's the big man. He's gonna be there. You got uh other people.
Let's not forget my favorite wrestler, Eric. Babbage the Cabbage Man.
Oh, dude, Babbage the
Probably
Cabbage
real.
Man.
You don't know.
That's true.
He's that dude with the
But
cabbage cart. Watch out. That's his special move. He just dumps the whole cabbage cart right on him. I don't even know where he pulls it out of.
dude, that's true. Who knows? Oh my gosh. Alex, watch out, watch out, watch out. It's Randy Orton coming in with the RKO. We gotta run. We gotta. Whoa! Oh, Oh my goodness. I just got RKO'd so hard that last segment, which was I think we called it Questions from the Internet at Home Web Special, just got blown out of me, man.
Oh man. In that case, I think it's time to thank our sponsors, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's all that we can do.
All right. Well, in that case, let's start by thanking one of our sponsors for this week's podcast. Not possible without playlists for when you need to organize many things, but only have space for one thing.
And we couldn't have done it without Hearty MACC approved Cheerios. Best with a nice fine pairing of red, white, or any type of wine.
This podcast brought to you by Gorp. That's right. Good old raisins and pistachios. The trail mix of champions.
Also, I would love everyone to check out the Dewey Brothers Venture into the Music, a experience into sound, the album. It is a beautiful set list that we have put our heart and soul into.
The monochrome flag is yet another sponsor of this podcast. Only flown by the filthiest of neutrals. Eric, what turns a man to neutrality?
I don't know. Oh gosh, I've already get on there. We could not have done this podcast without the undying support and large financial compensation from Rose. That's right. They ended up paying us enough money.
Also, this podcast is brought to you by Blaufränkisch, aka the Austrian breakfast wine. Have at all of your most important meals. Blaufränkisch.
And to continue with the alcoholic debate, we would love to thank Homegrown Hops, a number one choice by moms around the world when choosing their wonderful beer.
All right, Eric, that's it. I think that's paying for the podcast this week. We got a lot of alcoholic sponsorships, but that's okay. Unless Mom's office says we've gone over the legal limit of 3.
3 what? 3 sponsors?
3 alcohol sponsorships per podcast.
That's true. I'm
I think
pretty
we're
sure
fine,
you aren't.
right?
I'm pretty sure
I
you
don't
aren't
remember. I
allowed
didn't count.
to. You aren't allowed to podcast and drive. I mean, podcast and drink. Drink and podcast.
Oh, you can drink
after,
and podcast. You just can't podcast and drive. That's super illegal.
That's it. Podcasting and driving. Don't do it, folks. That's why we are not sponsored by any car companies, and we never will be until probably next week when we get a lot of money.
I heard those Pimp My Tractor guys. Guy, whoever's left running that shell of a corporation. Tax haven, by the way. I hear they're coming out with a new slick ride, so maybe we can get a sweet sponsorship deal from them.
I mean, that's true, and they're definitely not a corporation considering how much anti-corporation sort of stuff they're peddling over there.
I mean, they do all of their taxes on cabbages, and they just like write on the cabbage leaf. So it's probably not up to snuff.
I'm pretty sure it's just a IOU, like engraved into the side of a cabbage.
Oh yeah, I mean they deal exclusively in Schmeckel Medudas and I believe ceramic soybeans. They are a weird group of dudes. With that, let's wrap this podcast up, Eric. What help us get out of here.
Alrighty, folks. Everyone knows it's that time of the year. The days are getting longer because it's winter, and you're gonna have a grand old time out there on the slopes, even if it doesn't snow, because yeah, global warming, such a cool idea.
All right, this concludes your regularly scheduled podcast. This has been season 4, episode 5 of Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Eric, and I am in utter disbelief that we have made it this far.
And for the love of God, man,
just send it.
I like that we never said what the M&Ms were.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh. Double Craig. Oh, it's gonna be one of those podcasts.
It's probably because I'm torrenting a shitload of porn right